George Orwell said, "All tyrannies rule through fraud and force, but once the fraud is exposed, they must rely exclusively on force." That's where we're at with fluoridation in New Zealand. The fluoridation promoters have lost the scientific and the ethical arguments because it is a fraud and it has been exposed. This is why the decision making was shifted from the local councils to the Director General of Health. That way the Director General can force fluoridation on everyone without any public discussion. Along with Ireland, we are the only 2 countries in the world with a national mandatory fluoridation policy. We are one of only 8 countries with more than 50% of the population on fluoridated water. Nowhere over the whole of continental Europe has fluoridation, and only 10% of the UK. My involvement with fluoridation started 25 years ago when I campaigned to keep fluoridation out of Byrne, where I was living. To this day, Byrne is still not fluoridated. That has led me on a journey where I found out that the government and the mainstream media do not tell the truth, at least not the whole truth.
No surprise.
But it has also been a journey that has allowed me to believe that the little person can make a difference. At the moment, we are all making a difference. Coming out here today makes a difference. People around the country are collecting signatures, handing out flyers, holding public meetings, sharing information about fluoridation, speaking at councils, etc. Yesterday we heard that the Waitaki Council will be seeking to delay fluoridation. Next week, the Whangarei Council will take a motion to do the same. And the Far North District Council decided last week to delay as well. We now have 6 councils pushing back on this unlawful, unscientific, undemocratic, and so disrespectful diktat. So disrespectful. So don't give up and don't back down. And as much as we are hopeful for the injunction we have filed against the Hastings District Council and the legal case being taken against the Director General of Health by New Health New Zealand, and the extremely important legal case in the US, where we hope the judge will find that it is an unreasonable risk, it is the court of public opinion that will ultimately win this. Keep educating everybody that you can. Tell people fluoride is like lead, toxic even at what we thought were low doses. Tell them it affects the thyroid, with 60% more women with hypothyroidism in fluoridated areas compared to non-fluoridated areas, according to a big study in the UK and other research. Hypothyroidism causes depression, lethargy, and an inability to lose weight. Tell them that fetuses and bottle-fed babies get a huge dose. Bottle-fed babies get around 150 times more fluoride than breastfed babies. In utero and early childhood are critical times for the brain development of children. This council is now harming the brains of children in this area, and that harm can never be repaired. Pregnant women and bottle-fed babies must be provided fluoride-free water, and they shouldn't have to go to a well to get it. Tell people it's literally toxic waste, hydrofluorosilicylic acid. It comes from the chimneys of the phosphate fertilizer industry and is too toxic to go into the air. The collected waste is too toxic to go into rivers, lakes or the sea, but they can drip feed it through the public water supply. Tell them that the New Plymouth District Council stopped fluoridation in 2011, but they couldn't just stop putting it in, as they had nowhere to put the toxic waste. The Taranaki Daily Times reported the water manager saying, "The fluoride could not be returned to the supplier, and letting it run out was the cheapest way of disposing of the chemical." So that's exactly what they're doing now in Hastings, disposing of the chemical. If the government and the media were to tell people these simple facts, these are not our opinions, they are facts, then fluoridation would be over. The fraud would be exposed and neither the force of the council or central government would be able to keep it going. Thank you, everyone.